David Spade and Fred Wolf wrote this sketch, Little Women, whereas Janine Garofalo, David Hyde Pierce was the guest.
Nice.
And it was very proper. And everybody was dressed like little women. And they were ice skating. Ah, ha, ha. Mr. Charles, you are the devil himself incarnate. Ah, ha, ha. And then Farley falls through the ice. They had like a tank under fake ice.
Yes.
And he's like, you little son of a bitch, I'll eat your bowels and I'll take, and they're like, ooh, geez.
Yes. It was insert Farley into fish out of water. Yeah.
Mr. John Barleycorn with his language. He's like, I will kill you. And when that sketch was over, everybody runs to their other makeup and hair and costume, and Farley gets up out of the water and goes, yeah. And the whole I got goosebumps. It was like seeing Pearl Jam in Seattle, when they broke, all right. He just got up and he had his jacket that they tried to pull him out with, and another piece of clothing, and he just went, yeah. And the fucking place, I've never seen anybody do that like that.
After a sketch.
And it was like, you are the greatest to ever be on this stage. And I saw that shit.
Wow, man.
He was beautiful, dude.
Hey, it's Herbert. And you're listening to the About Last Night podcast, you slippery little son of a bitch. About last night.
Okay, Pam, I'll see you later. There's nobody there. Hey guys, Adam right here, coming to you live from the elevator and heading back home. But I'm excited because today is a great fucking day. There's a brand new episode of the About Last Night podcast that's available right now because you're watching it. Today's guest, SNL movie star, TV star, you know him from Picture Perfect, Gary Unmarried, Saturday Night Live, Jerry Maguire, Mohr Sports radio show, Mohr Stories, his podcast. He's newly engaged to Jeanie Buss, the Lakers GM, owner. He's a gangster. He's one of the funniest dudes, impressionists, and one of the first dudes in Hollywood that really was kind to me. And he crushed it on today's episode of the podcast. It's Jay Mohr. Jay Mohr coming by to talk everything sobriety, Al Pacino, Chris Farley stories that are going to blow your fucking mind. Sorry for cursing. But it's one of my favorite episodes that we've done on the pod. So I hope you enjoy the hell out of it. Follow Jay on Twitter and Instagram right here. Subscribe to the podcast. Oop, I might have had a cocktail. I improvised with Wayne Brady tonight at his show at the Bourbon Room. And it was bonkers. I was on stage with Wayne Brady doing improv. I will post a clip today on my Instagram. So check that out. Wayne Brady's one of the most legendary performers I've ever seen. And I went on stage with him after Sean from Boyz II Men improvised songs with him and improvised with Wayne, and it was bonkers. Subscribe to the podcast right here, YouTube. Clips, episodes, get all the goodies right there on YouTube. And tour dates, adamraycomedy.com. This week I'm going to be I'm doing a surprise show in Seattle with my boy Joey McIntyre in Seattle on May 4th. May 5th and 6th, I'll be with the Impractical Jokers in Utah and Denver. May 10th, I'll be at Red Rocks with Joel McHale, Chelsea Handler, and Jay Farrow. And then May 18th through the 20th, I'll be at the Punchline in Atlanta. May 26th and 27th, just added, Irvine Improv, Irvine, California. Please come out and see me. All these tickets at adamraycomedy.com. Shout out to everybody in Huntington Beach who sold out the Rec Room this weekend, had a blast. My boy Adam Devine came out, people stalked them, he took pics, we got drunk, he bowled, I bowled, we drank, it was a blast. A lot of fun stuff coming up, a lot of great eps coming up, so stay subscribed, stay clean, stay in school, I don't know. Enjoy the episode. I love you guys. Welcome back to the show. Man, legend. Do people call you a legend now? I feel like you're like 5 years older than me, but your skin somehow looks
52.
softer.
How old are you?
40.
Yeah, I'm 52.
Yeah.
I'm an old chunk of coal, you know. I may have been around the block a few times, but hey. Oh, my God.
Is that one of the first voices you did? Was the old,
no, it's
the old guy?
No, that's Norm.
Yeah, but like
It wasn't that bad, was it? Like, is that your old guy?
We'll be right back.
Hey, oh my God, I'm an old chunk of coal.
Well, you know, like that guy also, Norm's voice you could put in it's a very character-y voice, right? You could do like hey, have a guy, and it could be like a guy on a porch smoking a blunt, doing a highlights magazine.
I remember Norm once. I was backstage at I went to go see him in Irvine.
Hug that mic.
I went to go see him in Irvine. I thought you weren't wearing headphones. I went to go see him in Irvine, and he was talking to somebody else. He goes, hey, I hear all these people do impressions of me. They're like, hey. I'm like, oh, I sound like a fucking retard.
Yeah.
So I made sure I didn't do the like I try to keep
Had
it.
you already done him prior to that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mix him in with like a Dateline bit because like the husband on Dateline is always like real guilty and he talks himself into cuckoo. I'm the last guy to see Patty alive. That's true, you know. But that doesn't mean I killed her, you see.
Funny.
Yeah, he took her out in the woods, you know. Yeah.
That's not one of the first. Were you and Norm on SNL at the same time?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, I didn't do him until like 10 years ago. No, 20 years ago I did him and Sandler in the same bit. It's good to be here, Adam Ray. And I like a skater.
Yeah, that's the part that's. And do the Sandler scream like if he's
no,
you know, something that would have been good brought to my attention yesterday.
Yeah, the Sandman.
Did you watch the Twain Awards?
No, I was washing my hair.
Okay. You did just get hair transplants, you said.
I did. It's coming in.
Good for you.
This is the first. This has never been done on podcast or film.
It looks fine.
Just because I've been out of the loop. But look at that scar in the back. Let's get to it.
Yeah, we'll edit this out. But look at that.
Wow, keep that shit in. I got new teeth.
Do you really?
Yeah. Implants all down here. I was a speed freak.
You cleaned yourself up.
I was addicted to speed, baby.
Although I've never. Here's what's great about I guess addiction. You can hide it well. I didn't know that.
Tell that to everybody at my intervention.
I've never known you, and I've known you for a while now. Podcasting, stand up. I was never around you in a moment where I was like, "Is Jay all right?"
Well, because you use in isolation, you get more isolated, and then when you come out of isolation, you're real frenetic, and then people get a little farther from you. So when I saw you, we had that connection, like how comics are, and then we separate. Then I went to my other life.
Gotcha. You are the life.
You got to tell like a drug addict a lie to get them to their intervention, because you can't just say like, "Hey, we're all gonna have a little meeting when you come on over," because the drug addict will be like, "Yeah, I don't fucking think so." Nice
they can
try.
pick up on that,
right? So the lie they told me, first of all, it was at my house, so they tell me a lie to get me into my house, like where my groceries are. Like,
you weren't there?
No, I was always out fucking around.
Yeah.
And they told me for my podcast, the next morning at 8 a.m., I was going to interview Wu-Tang Clan. And I was so high, I believed them. I was so high, I thought Wu-Tang Clan was coming to my house.
At 8 a.m.?
At 8 a.m.
The podcast.
Yeah, I don't know if you listen to Wu-Tang Clan, but they're not morning people. And I get in there, like, my girlfriend's there, my producer's there, my stand-up agent's there, like, 2 of my opening acts were there. My son's nanny is there. She doesn't even speak English. She's just sitting there rocking. Dios mío.
You need one of those, though.
And my only thought, so self-obsessed, was these people are really excited to watch me interview Wu-Tang Clan. Like, I thought I drew a crowd
my God.
because RZA was going to stop by.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. Skylar Stone was one of the, like, biggest guys that helped get my intervention together. He was emailing me as RZA. So he was, like, catfishing me like, boing, boing, Thursday, we'll see you Thursday, son.
And Skylar's a brilliant impressionist, people should know.
But he did it like via
through
typing.
Email.
He was typing as RZA, and their
Amazing.
email address was like
and
RZA.
You bought it.
I bought it, hook, line, sinker. I walked in.
Are you a gullible guy, or were you just...
I guess so. Well, I was just high as dick.
Let me ask you this. Then once you realize the podcast is not happening, and it's a sit-down, and not the one you probably wanted to be having, what's your first thought? Is it like, do you survey the scene and go, oh, look who's not here?
No. Wow, not that important to you, huh?
Your first call, yeah.
No, I kept so many secrets in the addiction that I kept the fact that I wanted to get well a secret. So I was like relieved to get off the hamster wheel.
Wow.
But like nobody's like thrilled to go to treatment.
No.
And
it's not a Dave and Buster's in rehab, is it?
No, it sucks. But looking back, it was like the best time I ever had in my life, like the laughs, because you're all so broken. I went to an all-men's Christian rehab. It was like me and a bunch of vatos. Orale, cabrón. And my roommate's name was Armando. And if you didn't roll the R's, he corrected you. You're like, good morning, Armando. Hey, fool, it's Armando. And I was like, hey, man, sorry. I didn't know you were an asshole. Like, you're fucked up, homie. How come there's not more Mexican ghosts? Because they talk like they're trying to haunt something anyway. Like, hey, ¿qué pasó, cabrón? Hey, Chicharo. Hey, wey, órale, wey. Hey, that's fucked up. Ooh. It's my homie.
That's so funny, dude.
There's no gay ghosts.
Go on.
Gay people die. Woo! Be scared. Woo! Boo! Oh.
Oh, man. Is this material you wrote in the
I wrote a lot of material in rehab.
Break this down for me, and thanks for being so candid about it.
If you don't laugh, you cry.
And let me just say, first of all, to double down on the you look good, you sound good.
Feeling good.
You're
Clear your fucking throat already. Just get it all out.
It's monkeypox. You're
nice.
New strand. You're one of the funniest dudes I've ever met, and I told you that from the day I met you. And you were one of those guys too that was up on a pedestal for me when I got to LA because you just were in all the shit that I loved. I just had, but I also was a savvy comedy person and knew of your stand-up, right? There's some people where you just go, oh yeah, TV movie guy, but it's like, no man, like this is where, you got to know all the facets of the person's skill set. And so
high motor guy.
Yeah, and so then when I radio host, I mean
draft combine, high motor guy, crazy vertical, and he loves comedy.
Can jump through the roof, can squash a bucket of potato salad at any family barbecue. He wasn't invited to. He'll show up anyway and make the conversation better.
Don't make him sing Mandy. You'll regret it.
You were so nice right away, and that was like you were one of my first tastes of like a Hollywood guy that was like not a Hollywood guy, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so I appreciate you for that.
For real, thanks.
Yeah. All right, so you're back to your downfall. So you're back. You're in rehab, and you're trying to. Do you have such a glass half full approach to most moments? I assume.
Yeah, I'm a positive guy.
You are. So are you in there being like, all right, this is the best thing for me. I'm gonna make the best of it, or are there still moments of like, fuck, like looking in the mirror where you're like, all right, where did it go wrong?
Well, you don't go in on a winning streak. You go in on like the craziest losing streak of your life, obviously.
Yeah.
Like years in the making.
Yeah.
So there's like that week of just shame and just like, oh my God. And then you have to stand in line for meds.
Oh.
Like, I was like, I'm not standing in line for meds. I'll go when they're not there. And then, like, no matter when you show up to the little office, it's like one of those doors that opens on the bottom and top. So they swing the top open so you can't, like, physically reach the med. And you're just standing there in your sweatpants.
That line of people, it's sad.
Yeah. And it's like there's no string in your sweatpants, so you can't hang yourself or others. Mostly others. But I got lucky. So it's like a week of just what the fuck happened to me. And then I got lucky because all the guys, it was like these units, like 5 or 6 guys per unit. And I was in there with a bunch of vatos, man, like gangbangers. And they were up at like 4:30 in the morning with the Bibles open. And they're like, we're doing step work. And I was like, okay, like I'll just do what these guys do. Like, because honestly, I swear, I've never told anybody this. I treated it like I went to prison. Like some guy my first day offered me like a string cheese, and I'm like, I'm good, man.
Is that code?
And I was like,
if I take this, what do I have to do?
But I was starving.
Yeah.
So then he
knew that.
He knew it too.
You were foaming at the mouth for some cheese in string fashion.
So I took it, but then I sat over there and I just kind of gave him like a thanks, bro. Like, but it's not prison; it's freaking rehab.
Yeah.
And so you go to these meetings. They like it's like when you're a little kid and you got to fly with like a big laminate around your neck, and like the one gate agent walks you to the flight attendant who shows you to your seat. The pilot comes out, gives you like wings and taps you on your head.
I missed that experience.
That's just like what it was like.
Yeah.
And then I got after the first month, I was getting there was a Zoom call with 2 guys that were at my intervention, and I thought they were gonna like argue about like who picks me up and what do I want to go eat, because I was ready to get home and see my son. And they're like, no, now you get to go to this other rehab in San Francisco. And I was like, I was so pissed off, but I went because my whole life there's never been a gap between the thought and the action. If I thought about using, I was already re-upping. I already started that pill math. I was a pill guy. But in those 30 days, a little gap opened up between the thought and the action. And in that little gap, that's God's grace right there. I didn't say no. I thought it, but I kept my mouth shut and I went. And in the second place is really when I did like work and I realized like I'm to blame, and I got grateful. Like if I'm to blame, I always have a solution. And I stopped blaming everybody else.
So that's what a big chunk of it was putting the blame on others, and just I guess in any sort of
like you're
no accountability, right?
Pour me another drink.
Wow.
Yeah.
You haven't lost any of your comedy chops throughout all this, which is crazy.
I did though.
You did?
Well, not now, but like when I came out, I was doing spots during like COVID at the Laugh Factory, and it's like the inferno went away, like that comedy fire that we had, and it was just like a pilot light where I was like, I wasn't even sure like how to do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I kind of remember this bit.
Yeah.
But then I was like screwing it up on stage. And then I got heckled once and I just was like, oh, fuck you up. I just got out of rehab. Come on, bro. He was in the.
You don't want to fuck with a guy just out of rehab.
He was up in the balcony at the Laugh Factory, so I couldn't really see him. And I heard
it was
some
Michael
girls.
Richards. He was trying to get.
No, I heard some girl's voice and I'm like, and fuck your bitch and fuck your set. Like I went full ham.
Holy shit.
And then, but I brought a guy from AA with me. This guy from like Philly, like this cool brother, and he's like, man, I was ready to go, dude. And I was like, oh yeah, I like these guys.
Yeah, man.
We're all ready to throw.
How do you, I guess, maintain? You feel stronger now as
I'm the
person
best.
and a
I'm
comic?
the best I've ever been as a comic. It's insane because I have no secrets. I'm talking about things nobody else is talking about. I'm talking about my intervention and
personal,
detox and rehab and hoping I don't shit my pants when I cough in bed. Guys wanting to.
That's pill withdrawal?
Huh?
That's pill withdrawal or what?
Oh, yeah. Bro, I went to detox first. My interventionist was like an old meth guy. And once you do a lot of meth, you never like lose that look. Like even when you're clean and sober, they got like the real baggy.
A facial's not going to take you back to square one.
Oh, because they're all like still sunken. They got the pock marks.
Bummer.
The real like baggy denim and the Vans and the metallic t-shirt cut under here.
Yeah.
And the hoop earring, like the dangly like cross.
The action figure sells well, but it's not a good look.
It's great. This guy had tattoos of pit bulls fighting on his neck. And when
a tattoo of Pitbull on his neck?
The guy, early Pitbull. Before he sold out, All right. But when this guy I'm wearing a USA Wrestling sweatsuit because I wanted to impress Wu-Tang Clan that I was a wrestling coach. And when he brought me to detox, they thanked me for dropping him off. And they pulled him inside and then closed the door. They go, we'll take it from here. I'm in the middle of like horse country and like Temecula. I have no idea where I am. And I'm like, keep an eye on him. And I start looking around like, I'm out. I'm free. But I'm like, well, he was my ride. I don't know where I am. And I don't know how I got here because I was just sweating in the car, snorting Adderall and telling him I got to piss at a Starbucks and snorting Adderall off the toilet tank.
What the fuck?
But then they figured it out.
Who and there's the last thing I'll ask about it.
No, you can ask whatever you want about it.
Who in your life? You said Skylar helped organize the intervention, but you're newly engaged.
Yeah.
Congrats.
She was there.
She was there.
Yeah.
Did she play your son play any role in the wanting to get clean, or wanting to just turn the ship around?
Well, she obviously dealt with me like my addiction, and she was there, and I thought she like organized it. So like as I'm packing my bag, I'm just mean mugging her across the house, like stuffing a bag and staring at her like, you did this.
Wow.
And then I found out through Skylar she was like the hardest person to bring on board because she didn't want to lose me.
Wow.
But
she thought by coming that you would do what you were doing and go, you're against me somehow, and that.
Yeah, well, of course. Addicts are insane. We're just this black hole, and we just pull everyone's everything. We just pull everybody down with us. But like Matt Frost, my agent, I don't know if you know Frost.
Oh yeah, I do.
He's the guy that did it. And when I learned that it was him, that fucked my head up.
Oh man.
Because him and me were roommates since he was 18 and I was 21 in Manhattan. Like he's the guy we like sitting and drinking 40s on rooftops like, cool. Yo, we're always going to look out for each other. My man.
Wow.
Like, and I always thought I'd be looking out for him. And it was him looking out for me. And when it was time to go to that second rehab, he started crying. And he's like, bro, I can't put you on the road anymore. If you want a comedian, Adam, to go to rehab, tell him you won't book him anymore. I was like, I'm on my way. What am I going to get, a fucking job?
I know, fuck.
Work at Home Depot? Hey, weren't you and Jerry Maguire? Yeah, you wanted Phillips head, and what did you want? Like, what the fuck? I know how to do nothing.
I know, man.
I have no skills
Me
except
too.
bumping my gums.
Fuck that.
Yeah, right.
Thank God for him then.
And thank God we never have to retire.
You truly have no other job you'd ever want to do, huh? Or even thought about? Even in the SNL days, if you were like, all right, if I go to L.A. and things don't go the way I want, you didn't have any... I mean, even as a kid, did you have a backup plan, or was it this the whole way?
What? Did you?
No.
What? No. No backup plan.
I mean, I want to be a Ninja Turtle, but,
I wanted to be a pro wrestler.
There you go.
But, I
Did you have your name picked out?
Kid Crazy.
Oh.
No,
why?
that was my breakdancing name. That wasn't... I lied. That was
Crazy.
Yeah, I was in the Sonic Breakers.
Were you a breakdancer?
Oh, yeah, bro. Why, you want to battle?
Bro, the Russian mafia in 8th grade at Kellogg Middle School, I made fun of them breakdancing once, and they threw my backpack in the toilet. And so I'm looking
toilet.
for...
It's a fucking trough.
I'm looking for it. There was Pavel Shapovsky, Dimitri, and another. Who was it? Fuck. But they would break dance in their Fila jumpsuits every day.
Well, they had the jumpsuits already when they came here from Russia.
They did, yes, in the gym at lunch, and then we'd be playing basketball. And then I said something about one of them breakdancing to Pavel, and then all of a sudden I couldn't find my backpack, and somebody goes, the Russian mafia, which we called them, threw it in the toilet. So I show up late to math. We had a substitute teacher named Mrs. Pastrang. She had a lazy eye. I walked in. She's not looking at me, but she's like, Mr. A, you have an explanation for yourself? And I was like, Russian mafia threw my backpack in the toilet. And she goes, likely story.
Snitch.
Yeah.
You fucking ratted them out.
I had to get, yeah, dude, you didn't fuck with these guys.
What grade was this?
8th grade, 1995.
8th grade's like...
Just when you're starting to get hard as a kid.
Oh, no, I was way before that.
Where you were kind of like flexing on
Oh, they meant
kids?
hard like penis.
I meant a little bit of both.
Yeah. 8th grade's like when I feared...
When you know what to do with the erection.
When I feared getting beat up more than any other time in my life.
Why?
Because that's when guys started really throwing at my school.
Something tells me that Jersey bullies and Jersey battles are a little stronger than a Seattle playground fight.
Well, I wouldn't know, but I know that like nothing caused it. You just come to school one day and they're like, yo, Matty Venezia is looking for you, bro. And you're like,
what did I do?
Like,
I didn't even know Matty Venezia went here.
Like, who the fuck's Matty Venezia? But you bet your ass he's looking for you. And then like the whole day you avoid him and people are like pushing him into you and he's like, fucking touching me.
Wait a second. Somebody put money on Matty Venezia kicking Jay Moore's ass. So now they're trying to like bump you. Yeah. Get him to, fuck, dude.
And then it's like, and then you just, the shame of like getting a bathroom pass with a half hour left to go in school and just walking home with it. So you wouldn't have to see him after school at the bike rack or the flagpole.
Bullies always knew where to find you too. Like the bathroom, going to the bathroom by yourself is a death wish.
I was a block from my house on the railroad tracks, and I just hear like bushes and shit, and it's
Venezia?
No, it was who was it? Anthony Cordasco was the guy I was supposed to fight.
It sounds like a guy that hides in
and
bushes.
all these kids are like, yeah, and I go,
he brought an audience.
Yeah, like word goes out on the wire, like that's what's
People
up.
know where to go. They know the time and the location.
Where they're just carrying him like fucking Don Shula, like let's go, like in a chariot. Seize him. And so my best friend James Barone walks up to me, like puts my fist in his hands like a ref checking the gloves, and he goes, "Fuck him up, man." I'm like, all right. And then I watch him walk like where Milan is, like that far away, walk over to him, grab his fist and go, fuck him up, Tom. And I was like, what? And I remember I threw the first punch, lead right, and he went back. And I thought it was like it was like kind of my first fight. I thought it was like Star Trek, like you hit the guy, he falls over and it's over. And he goes all the way back, like a big fat guy, goes all the way back like this and just comes back. And I remember being on my hands and knees and catching his fists between my arm and my ribs and holding them, and he's like fighting to get his hands out. He's like, "You fucking won't let my hand, fag!" And then I remember, if I'm just not gonna let him hit me. And then I just remember, this is fucking boring. Let's go. And then everybody left. And then I got on my Julie moped, and I hauled ass home. And then my friend came back with my helmet because I came home without my helmet.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Mom was pissed. Were your folks supportive of anything you did? You come home from a fight, or they're like,
no,
are you okay?
I wouldn't tell them about the fight.
No, you wouldn't. Because why?
No marks, clean. What am I gonna say, Mom, Dad? I got beat up at the railroad tracks today.
What would they say if you did? So, hey,
that's
fight
nice.
better next time. That's nice. Yeah.
No, it was really kept that shit secret, like compartmentalized. But they were supportive of wrestling. They went to every match when I was just flopping around for like 2 years, just like a fish on the deck of a boat. Just.
But you got good, right?
I was average.
Yeah.
I was way better as a coach. But you're fucking up 15-year-olds. It's a lot easier. Not the way you do it. I'm not saying the way you fuck up 15-year-olds. I'm talking about wrestling.
If you're referring to me on a basketball court when I go home to Seattle, yeah, there's like a lot of these young middle school, high school kids that play in these pickup games with some of the older guys that I'll play with sometimes. 70, 80-year-old men, by the way, throwing bows, dropping N-words, and then you got these eighth and then you got these and then you got these 8th and 9th grade boys that are coming in there talking a lot of shit too. And yeah, I've gotten into a couple scuffles with them.
I don't mean to go Chris Hansen here, but I was talking about sex.
I know you were, and
sex.
I was trying to get away.
How about he can't say that one word? It's the whole
Chris Hansen.
Well, it seems like you came all the way from Berea, Ohio, to Jacksonville, Florida, for sex.
Okay, well, let's play this out. I'm going to be the guy, all right? Because I love the excuses. Ready? First of all, I come in. I'm sitting
Are
here waiting.
Are these wine coolers? Did you bring these wine coolers?
I turned it to Johnny Carson.
So first of all, I'm sitting.
Ed brought wine coolers. For the 15.
Wait, do Carson doing Chris Hansen.
I'm on my way.
Well, I don't know who you are, but it seems like you drove here for sex. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna be the guy.
You be Ed McMahon.
Well, Johnny,
Yeah, very funny. Statutory rape.
I'm gonna play the guy sitting down, and you play Hansen, all right? Because I love the excuses.
Why don't you have a seat right over here? Were you aware that you were emailing a 15-year-old?
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I just got email, so I email my buddy Matt and this. Wait. So what?
You're saying you never sent an email?
What's going on? Who are you?
I have a list of all the emails, and it seems right here. How about I come to your house for sex?
Yeah, is that my handwriting or?
Well, it's type.
Oh. Yeah, boy.
I like when the guy goes, well, first of all, I thought she was 16. They say 15 and they go up 1 year.
Oh, God, they just prices right it.
How come no guy ever, just claimed it?
Seems like you came here for sex.
You're like, I did. Are you her dad? Is this cool? Oh, there's cameras? You guys are going to film this? Jackpot. Fucking.
Oh,
we're just fucking.
There's probably a myriad of reasons why. Yeah, is that...
I got a load in the laundry. I'll be right out. That's your red flag. No 15-year-olds fucking
doing laundry,
slaving away at laundry.
Also, I made a pot of hot tea.
You want some tea? And I made cookies. What are you married to fucking Alice from the Brady Bunch?
Do you have a guilty pleasure show? Those Dateline ones seem to be at the top of the list for a lot of people.
I love the ghost shows. I like that Ghost Adventures where the guy, he kind of looks like Dane Cook. And he locks himself in a mental hospital and he yells at the ghost do you not want us here, ghosts? I'm here. And their proof is just bullshit. They're like, you can clearly hear from the recording the ghost tells us to go outside, out in the front, to hang ourselves from the elm tree. Listen carefully.
Meep.
You're like, what? It's fucking Naked and Afraid. I love
My dad has seen every episode. He's like, I like the way their boobs bounce when their butts jiggle.
Yes.
I'm like, you are 79.
And I always see how far the pixelation goes for the guy.
Yeah.
If he's I saw one last night. I'm like, whoa, my man.
That is a shit. Would you go on that show?
No.
I'm surprised they haven't done Celeb Naked and Afraid. I mean, there's every other show has a celebrity insertion of some point. Celebrity Insertion, that's a good show where it's just getting railed by a celeb consensually.
Coming up after Celebrity Finger My Sister, Celebrity Insertion.
Insertion's such a bad way to lay out that you want to have sex, I mean,
how about some insertion?
Insertion. What if it was penetrate or insert? What would you feel more like? Oh, this isn't gonna happen tonight.
They both make me sound like a robot. Insert penis.
Penetration begin. Where'd you meet your bride to be?
She was a guest on my radio show over the phone. I interviewed her, and I completely imagined that I was getting vibes from her over the phone as I'm interviewing her.
Sure, because you're making her laugh, yeah.
I guess. I don't really remember the actual conversation. I just remember ooh, all right.
Yeah.
Feeling this vibe.
Yeah.
So then I slid into the DMs on Twitter, as the kids say, on MySpace.
Yeah.
And on Twitter, and I was like, you should do my podcast. And she agreed. And then I was at a hotel doing it, and she came off the elevator. I went to go greet her so she didn't have to knock on a hotel room door. And when she came off the elevator, I swear to God, dude, it was slow motion. It was just I'm in love.
Wow.
Amazing. You know what's funny is after
That's really sweet, man.
I did Lisa Ann, the porn star, the night before her on the podcast. And then we went down to the Polo Lounge to eat. And then the next night it's Jeanie, and I went down to the Polo Lounge to eat. And I was thinking, like, this made her must think I am a fucking maniac. Like, wow, this guy's slinging some dick up
Is he
here.
hosting Celebrity Insertion? How many people are coming through here?
Jay Mohr from Celebrity Insertion would like to buy your desserts, if that's okay.
I'm good.
It's like the Guatemalan national team in the corner. Like, Dios.
Oh, shit. And then, and so you guys just hit it off, yeah?
Yeah, we just giggle a lot, like kids.
That is I'm 5 months into being married, and that seems to me to be obviously communication. I think anyone will preach on that, but like, and I think you were even telling me on the phone the other day, piggybacking on that with some better advice that I can't remember, but the laughing part is huge. Like, even we just were, she dropped me off.
She your Uber driver?
What's that?
She was your Uber driver?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I said Uber, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, she dropped me off. Wow, I got to stop smoking weed. I'm going to Uber home. And so she dropped me off, and she...
Hold on. You just lied about how you got here?
I forgot. I swear to God. I always
Smoking
Uber
that
here.
sticky icky.
Jay, I always Uber here because my car's in the shop, and I literally thought I Ubered here. She dropped me off.
Are you stoned right now?
Nope.
Oh.
Cutting back.
It's too bad.
Yeah. Do you smoke?
No, I'm sober.
All right, take it easy,
I'm
Dick.
doing nothing.
I think you're judging me.
No, I'm jealous.
You wouldn't smoke at all?
No.
Yeah.
I'm not giving my days back. I got 2 fucking years, kid.
What about like a high C? Would you drink a high C?
I would drink High C, Capri Sun,
Capri Sun, yeah.
Hawaiian Punch, juice box only.
Don't sleep on those.
No.
Squeeze-Its?
Yoo-hoo. Oh, it's fucking manna from heaven.
Wow.
The Yoo-hoo with the shit stuck to the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta shake that shit.
Now, you've got your kid's 11 or 10?
11.
He's got to be in prime kid snack age, right? Where you're like, dude, let me show you the ropes. Dunkaroos, use a spoon.
He eats. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He comes
fine.
home from
He'll-
school. He wants a snack, so he goes to McDonald's and gets a 10-piece. Yesterday, he had a 10-piece nuggets, fries, and a Coke. And I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, I just want a snack before I do my homework.
A 10-piece for a snack, yeah.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
And everything he's ever eaten in his life is beige. He's never had a vegetable in his life. Not one. If you give him like a pea to try, he acts like it's, he goes, and I'm like, bro, really? And look, you leave the room, you come back, he's got like a glass of water, he's going to swallow it whole. He's like,
He's taking like
psyching himself up.
like it's some sort of Tylenol PM.
Yeah, he's a fuck. If I could get him to play football, he's going to the NFL.
1,000%.
Oh, he's a house.
He's also got your sensibility. I'll get back to the marriage stuff in a minute, but there's a video you posted of you guys. I was telling you this too. I must have watched it 15 times. Because that to me, if and when I have kids, seems like the best part is when they get to an age to where they think you're funny, and they got you downloaded your silliness onto their hard drive.
Yeah.
And he's operating through your funny set of goggles and sensibility. And the bit was, you guys had the video on you, on the camera on you, and you were at a restaurant, and the name you put in was who?
Fats.
Fats. So they were going to call it Fats, your table is ready. And your kid...
It was Mod Pizza.
Okay, great.
And when the pizza's ready, they yell out like, Adam?
Yeah. He was giggling so fucking much.
Bro, the buildup was insane.
The buildup was insane.
Because we're sitting there and I'm filming and I started over and I didn't want it. And then he just starts, the way he starts laughing.
Yeah.
First of all, he's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And he's just laughing.
Maniacal.
He goes, what? He goes, well, we're just going to go get our pizza when she calls our name. And then you just hear in the background, Fats. And we're both like, ah!
Dude, so
Fats.
funny, man.
He'll say to me like, are you going to tell her Fats? And he always tells me right after I told her my name, like at Chick-fil-A or something. He goes, how come you didn't say Fats? I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I forgot.
What do you show? Does he watch your stand-up specials? Does he know that?
No, but he had a buddy over. He was at a friend's house, and his friend was curious, and they looked me up, and the dad texted me and goes, I don't know if this is, like, you tell me if this is appropriate or not. And I wrote back, like, it's not. It's not at all.
Oh, no.
Because mostly it's me talking about what an idiot my son is. Oh, and no. I don't want his friends to be like, whoa.
Oh, shit, dude.
I'm like,
yeah.
bits like,
it's all in jest, but
I was at the Santa Monica Pier with my son, and there's a clown making a balloon animal, and I go, hey, look, buddy, there's a clown. And my 10-year-old son goes, no, that's just a guy dressed like a clown. That was the day I learned my son thinks they're real clowns.
Holy
So I don't want his friends being like, "Hey, clown boy."
Yeah, dude.
But he's fucking hilarious, dude.
What does he say on a day-to-day that, like, will genuinely make you pop off, where you're like, holy shit. Like, that's not even just kids say the darndest things. Like, you saw the bit, you said it, and you delivered it the way it was meant to be.
He's really funny with
Is it physical humor stuff? Is it like dry, subtle
Yeah, he'll
sniper
do like a
jokes?
lot of Farley. Like, he kind of imitates Farley a lot.
Wow.
But he's never seen Farley. Like, he'll look at me and go, like, do that fucking.
Fuck yeah, dude. Wow.
Like, I'll be like, bro, go to your room, read for a half hour. He goes, all right. And then he turns the corner, he comes back out. And I'm like, this fucking guy's the best.
Awesome, dude.
He does this a lot because we're just two fat guys for a while. And he calls me Big Baby because I look like I was pregnant. So this means Big Baby. He hits a double in Little League and he stands on second base. He goes, like, you know, like Dodgers go like
Fuck
this.
yeah.
And he just goes, Big Baby.
That's amazing.
All right, how about this? Last year in Little League, he hit a triple, stand-up triple. He would have absolutely had a home run, but he stopped at second base to get a break. he gets to second base, puts his hands on his knees, and the whole place going, go, go. And he goes, then he goes to third.
What if I could?
Still standing up, though. I mean, he fucking
God.
I swear to God, his hands were on his knees, and he goes, like, does a Colin Quinn, like, all right, I'm going to make a big deal out of it. I'm on my way. You know, it's in the gap for a reason. You know?
You know, when I was his age, I was my biggest was, I think, 177 in the 5th grade.
That's where
so
he's
that's
at exactly.
That's 10, I think.
That's what he is.
Yeah, it was maybe even maybe you could even maybe round up to maybe 180. So I hit a triple in Little League that year, and my coach was Mr. Drew, and he had the dinosaur arms, Mr. Drew. He even drove. He had little extenders. Nobody was comfortable with it.
He had like a handicap.
Yes, he had these. Everything else was clicking and ticking. But
Did he have like P's for fingers?
I never looked at the fingers. I wasn't comfortable, but
Did he have like regular fingers or like those little balls?
I think they were balls. Yeah, but he had grip because he would. Actually, no, when he would hug you, it just felt like he was putting a plum on your shoulder.
Oh, he was how you know what that was. Mr. What?
We'll be right back. We'll keep it right here.
What was his name?
Mr. Drew.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Drew.
Oh, totally.
And he would drive, and every time he would be like, all right, guys, great game. I'll see you later. And then he would get, by the way, this is a real person in my life, and he had his hands like this. And after games, it would be like thunder and lightning storms. He'd call, and he'd go, I remember it was one game in particular. He was like, all right, guys, before we leave, everyone, I want a quick team meeting under this tree real quick. And I remember one of the dads going, are you fucking serious? Like, there's lightning, Drew. And he's like, real quick, real quick. So we're under the tree, lightning's happening, all that. 2 weeks later, I hit a triple, and after the game, he would always give out like shout-outs and awards and props. And he was like, "Adam, come up here, come up here." He puts his gets around me, and he goes, "Adam's the fattest kid on the team, and he hit a triple." And I just go, "Ha, anything's possible."
Dunkaroos.
Yeah, Dunkaroos. I want to give a shout out to Dunkaroos and Gushers. And my dad, he left, Gushers. And man, it was, but he making a point to call it out, but same thing. I got
safe. Arguing with the ump. What is safe?
Oh man, we had a kid on the team that would always impersonate him too. It was like, so I feel bad.
See, that
in
would have been
hindsight,
me.
But yeah,
that would have been me to get.
He'd come
like,
up to you and he'd do that, or he'd just show up to practice. I mean, and like,
how did he teach you to hit?
I think we had a hitting coach. I don't think he was I think he was just more mental. You know, like the signs were tough to read at third. I'll tell you that much. Oh man, yeah, it was. You were the jokester. You were the class clown. You were
the first day of Little League. John O'Brien's dad was like minors, like we don't know what the hell we're doing, And John O'Brien's dad was the coach. He goes, "We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this." And I pat him on the belly. I go, "Okay, Fats." And he's like, he was a fucking bad alcoholic. This guy, he beat the kids, beat the wife.
No.
And I'm like, "Okay, Tubbs."
Oh no.
And I pat his belly, and everyone's just like. So people ask me if I was the class clown. It's like, not exactly.
Right.
I was like,
you were fearless.
My first addiction was your approval, and I would do anything to get you to like me. So I would just try anything at all times. Like,
Where'd that come from?
I'm an alcoholic, dude.
But as a kid.
Yeah, I'm born an alcoholic. Nothing made me an alcoholic. I was just born with that fucking hole in me where I'm like, you like me, right?
Whoa.
I need more all the time. More. If I'm sitting in your house and we're watching TV, I try to spend the entire 2 hours convincing you how great it is that we're in your house watching TV. Like, and it's like, I was just too much.
Right.
That's why comedy's the best. It's like, good night, go away before I wreck it. That's why I leave right after my show all the time.
Wow.
I never hang out.
Is that the best drug that comedy's always been? Do you feel that any high you ever had or experienced that is now, in your past, comedy just, you can't replace it, right? Or is it different now looking at it?
I hate to, well, it's a job. It's
It
very
is.
much a job. Like 2 shows.
You're what, 30 years in?
34.
Mazel tov.
Fucking, that in between those 2 shows on a Friday, it's like,
Yeah,
what am
tell
I
me.
doing? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Why aren't I at the
I'm about to be
theaters?
17 years in. So
All
half
my
of-
opening acts are playing huge theaters now.
Yeah.
My coaching tree is strong. But I hate to be this guy. The biggest drug for me now is helping other guys get sober. Like, that's insane. That's like a fucking banana. And then when they get sober, and then you see them helping somebody else, it's like being a dad.
Wow.
Because they come to you like, I'll try anything, man. Like, they're fucking broken. And you're like, do this, do what I do.
People that you know or haven't known well that are coming to you?
Well, like in a, if you're a member of a program that's anonymous.
What was this Rock to Recovery thing you just did?
They said, we want to give you an award for being sober.
Wow.
And my first instinct was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You just do some stand-up, we give you the award. And I called my sponsor, and he goes, it's not about you, dude. You got to think about how you might be helping them out. I'm like, all right.
That's all I had to say, yeah.
Give me my award.
I am a great guy.
Here's alcoholism in a nutshell.
Please.
Like, they're going over a year sober. I'm at this 7 a.m. meeting in West Hollywood, and they're voting for new secretaries to run the meeting. And the guy that was the secretary that was leaving nominates me, and I don't want it because it's fucking 7:30 in the morning. I got to be there at 7 a.m. on a Monday. I'm just coming off the road, but it's nice to be nominated.
Sure.
Right? So there's 2 other people nominated, and then they go, okay, those are our 3. Then the 3 people go outside, and then the group votes. And when you come back in, they tell you who's secretary. So I look at the lady next to me. I go, listen, don't vote for me, okay? And she goes, I wasn't gonna. And I was like, wait, what? What the fuck do you mean? Like, they had to go, you have to leave. I'm like, in a minute. Why weren't you? I don't want it. And I'm like, why? You were gonna vote for me?
Wow.
Like, I'm fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I almost said the other R word. Redundant.
When did stand up, and I don't think I've ever asked you this, but when did stand up
I know what I told you about marriage.
Oh, yeah, please, yeah. Thank you.
You're back, because I've been divorced twice, so I know what I'm talking about. Whatever thing that, I think this is what I told you, whatever bothers you early,
Yeah.
you have to address it. Otherwise, it'll fester,
Yep.
and it'll become the thing you fucking hate about the person, and then you'll lose your identity catering to that person, but they don't even know you're upset about it. So, yeah, the boundaries thing was a big one.
And the joking around is like, you try
it's
to.
great.
Yeah. She has a good sense of humor.
Oh, she's hilarious.
Yeah. Makes you laugh.
We like the same stupid shit.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Having someone, I've had past relationships where I've just made them laugh, but it's a different ballgame when it's a back and forth. Like, like having her do it. Like even last night, I ended up taking a video of it because I was just wanted
You
to
guys
like
did some video
look
last
at
night?
it. Yeah, but here's the video. She goes, her melatonin's kicking in. She goes, babe. She sounds like a little cartoon character. Actually, I'm just gonna play the video.
Oh my God.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
All right. She goes, this is it.
Fat.
Who just literally said, say it again.
No!
Say it.
I can't.
What is Saturday?
April Fool's.
Say what you said.
It's April Fool's Saturday. Who we fucking with?
She's the best.
She's looked over just at one point. She goes, "It's April." She goes, "Guess what Saturday is?" I go, "What?" She goes, "April 1st. Who we fucking with?" And I was like, "That's so funny."
She's
and her
great.
voice, she sounds like a cartoon character. But
God bless you,
yeah.
kid.
All right. So love the find the things that bug you and get on board with those and get it out of the way.
It's plus she's gonna be the first wife I had that wasn't depressed.
That's big.
Because it's just like you wear yourself out trying to keep them happy all the time.
Are you excited? It's also nice to have. She's got her thing. You've got your thing.
Amazing.
Is that big time?
It's the,
And it's her thing is something that you love.
yeah. It's like I'm not the reason she's euphoric or gonna kill herself.
Right.
Like, what do you mean? I thought we were gonna see each other Tuesday. Oh, it's like
Sure.
And she gets it. Like, she's got to go do a meeting. Great. what I have to go do either AA or like stand up. She's like, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what else though? It's great to be Robin for once. I've always been Batman.
Whoa.
I've always been Batman where I'm like, this is my wife, so and so, like making sure everyone's.
Whoa.
And now I just lay back in the cut.
Whoa.
She's like, can we do pictures, Jeanie? I'm like, you go right ahead.
Whoa.
I'm going to sit here and finish my hot dog.
That's healthy, man.
Oh, it's the best. It's so good. So much less work to be Robin.
Fuck yeah.
Just show up for the fight with your green gloves on once in a while.
Do you find any, you're such a, again, comfortable person, I feel like, in any social situation, and probably still, have this innate ability to want to, I don't know if it's people please, but like, you're always thinking of funny shit, so it's like you're not going to hold back if you're in a situation with her at a dinner, at a party, and be you and be funny, right? Or do you feel like you can take a step back?
That's who I am.
Yeah.
But I don't say like stupid shit.
Right.
Like I used to. Like Barry Katz used to go, what the fuck, man? You always say that one extra sentence that gets you in trouble, man. I don't get it. Like I did.
You feel like you can read the room better.
Yeah, it's just what's appropriate, what's not appropriate.
Right.
Because I'm not obsessed over where I'm going to get shit from, like
right.
pills and whatever.
Right.
But I remember two things I remember. The two big sabotages because I couldn't shut my mouth. I had a voiceover for Budweiser.
Nice.
All I had to say for $110,000, this is Budweiser. This is beer. That's it.
Sounds great.
I'm in the thing. It's going to take a half hour,
Tops.
$110K.
Oh, my God.
And all the Budweiser execs come into the studio in fucking Burbank, one of those places with a fountain in the lobby.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah. And they're like, so, we have to ask, do you even like Budweiser? I go, like it. I love it so much, I had to stop drinking it. I'm an alcoholic. And they're like, and they just, like Homer Simpson going backwards into the bushes. It was over like that minute. Like it was over that second. And I just see Barry going, can I talk to you guys outside for a second?
Holy shit.
So that was gone. But the big one was Diet Pepsi. After my first divorce, I got a Diet Pepsi campaign where I was Diet Pepsi's agent. So it was like me and P. Diddy, like hanging out at a table. This fucking phone to stop. Probably some asshole that needs help. I'm going to kill myself. I'm taking care of me now. A newcomer. Yep. Don't put on camera.
You want to take a break? Yeah.
Fuck him. I'm famous.
Yeah.
I'll call him back.
Yeah.
Let me just tell this guy.
Please, go for it. Go for it.
Just remember what I was saying because I don't know.
I got you. Diet Pepsi, baby. Post
Oh,
divorce.
yeah. That's enough, Mo. Yeah, so it's like me and P. Diddy, me and Jackie Chan. Like I did a commercial with Jackie Chan, dude. Like he flew in from China just to do this thing. And it was just, I was Diet Pepsi's agent. And then afterwards, so this could have went on and on. I could have been like one of those guys. Yeah. Like this is mayhem like me. I could have been one of those guys. And then I did an interview with the New York Post. And they're like, it's an ad campaign. Like when, Diet Pepsi's cutting its new album with P. Diddy. It's Brown and Bubbly. I go, yeah, Brown and Bubbly. It's weird they chose that because it sounds like diarrhea. Your face.
Oh.
What the fuck, man?
Oh, man.
You could have told them anything.
Yeah.
You told them who wants to drink diarrhea, man?
Oh, God.
It was over.
It was a wrap.
This is almost $500,000 right there.
Fuck.
Just being a fuck. But you know what? My ex-wives would have gotten it anyway, so I have no regrets financially.
1,000%.
They get all my residuals. They earned it. They were great in those movies. They were so fucking great, breaking my balls on the way there. Why can't you stay home with me?
Oh my God. Do those things then come back if let's say you're at a Lakers game and you're meeting, I don't know, some Magic and whoever, there's other legends, other actors there, and you're in a thing, do those past experiences like filter in where like, just, watch yourself, Jay? Or is it just like reps, like social reps?
That's a great way to put it. It's reps. It's just social reps, But I always had that anxiety, like I had to fill every space that anything was uncomfortable. I had to like be the Band-Aid for every social situation where there was any gap, where there was any angst. I had to fill it, and I learned
I feel like that a lot
in recovery, and the guys that worked with me going through it. It's like I learned to listen. I learned to just people need their space. Like just
you don't need to fill every moment.
Nah.
You started stand up at 81, right?
What?
Yeah.
How old do you think I am?
That's what I wrote down here. Started in 81, evening at the Improv.
81.
No? 91?
I started in 87 when I was 16 years old.
Okay. You were 16.
Yeah.
You started.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I remember I took my.
balls.
I asked my dad permission to use his car to go to Buffalo, New York for $50. I drove 8 hours to Buffalo, New York. I got a $50 bill, dude. Those things are nice.
Oh yeah.
The old ones too.
Oh yeah. Who's on a 50?
Ulysses, son. And I got home, and I remember
the first time in the history of Ulysses S. Grant that Ulysses' son has been said.
Ulysses, son. And I remember I jerked off twice on the Pennsylvania Turnpike so I wouldn't fall asleep at the wheel.
Go on.
I pull into school in my dad's car. I walk into first period French. Now, back then, a school lunch was $3 was a nice one. Like $2 gets you a slice and a drink, a slice of pizza and a drink.
$3 gets you a side.
$3 gets you the burger with everything, right? And I remember I'm looking around the room and I'm like, I got $50 in my. This is junior in high school. No, I was senior in high school at this point, so I was 17. I go, not one kid here has $50 on him. And then I looked at my teacher who had a master's in French, and I'm like, she doesn't have $50 on her. And I was like, fuck school.
Wow.
All I got to do is play this game until June, and then I'm moving to the city and I'm doing stand-up. This is amazing. I might be able to make $200 cash a week.
Holy shit.
And then you go, I had a comic take me on the road with him. He saw me at the Comedy Cellar when I was doing spots at 18. And he's like, you want to come on the road with me? I'm like, yeah. He goes, meet me at Willowbrook Mall, like whatever, Thursday at 6. I'll pick you up. We're going to go to like Utica, New York. So I just go with him. He give me $100. And he got like 200 cash or 250. I'm like, and he'd take out a wad of all these fucking road gigs. And I'm like, this guy's a goddamn millionaire. It's all cash.
Who was that? Do you remember?
Mark Wilde.
Wow.
And he was, people hated this guy.
That's a big deal, though, that early on to get.
He was a guitar act.
Wow.
But he changed my life. He changed my fucking life.
I was just going to say, without him catapulting you into that world.
No, and I got like road smarts, you know.
Yeah.
And I learned how to kill. And
invaluable to be on the road that early.
Don't ask the audience what else. They don't know what else. Don't say anyway. That means what you just said is stupid. I was like, oh. But at the time, I'm like, fucking relax, old man. Get off my back. Get off my back.
I paid for the gas for us to get here.
I did.
Did you really?
Fuck yeah. I got off easy. He had a Honda CRX, so we had like 1,000 miles to the gallon. We'd make it to fucking Pittsburgh and back on one tank.
Wait, tell me this. At 16, that's crazy. I mean, are you nervous? Are you excited? Was the rush just so crazy that you were like, I know in this moment this is what I'm going to do? Or did it take 18 and some road gigs and a little bit more, just experience in the world to go, all right, I'm built for this?
Once I did it, I knew it's all I wanted to do. And I knew
the first time.
Yeah. Man. Because when I got off stage, there was other comics there, and they said, what are you doing Saturday night? And I was like, I don't know. So I'm still in high school. And they're like, well, there's this open mic in Montclair when you come. And I'm like, all right. Then I go there. They go, what are you doing Wednesday? Wednesday, there's an open mic in Hackensack. I'm like, okay. Then at Wednesday, they're like, what are you doing tomorrow night? There's an open mic in Cedar Grove. So all of a sudden, I found my tribe. And they were like, come with us, come with us. I'm like, okay. And then it's like, oh, I could put on shows. So like going to like another guy's high school, we'd put on a show, and I would drive around like all of New Jersey trying to put on like a one night, because this is when everybody had comedy. Like I did stand up at bowling alleys in Staten Island. Like every bar had a comedy night, and they would just throw shit at you and tell you to get the fuck out of there.
The shows weren't great.
No, it was the worst, but it was the best.
Stage time, yeah.
Because I just didn't give a fuck.
Of course.
I'm like, I got to get out of here. I got homework. And they're like, that little guy.
That's a great point, by the way, for anybody, I guess, who's listening, who's debating about jumping into the stand-up world. Is like, you can't give a fuck. Being fearless goes a long way, but also not having a plan B. But but loving what anytime some young comic will ask me about, or if they're trying to find shortcuts or whatever, or they're complaining about something, or like a year in that it's just not going their way, or they're like, how do you deal with this? I'm like, you just do, man. Mm-hmm. It's a part of it. Enjoy the process of getting better, I try to say, or like those type of shit gigs, like find a way to make it make the best of it.
Yeah, and like after the show, you go home and you get a notebook out. You're like, what worked, what didn't work.
Yeah.
And before the next show, like, all right, I remember this worked. Maybe I could put this here and that over there. Oh, maybe I should close with this and open with this.
Totally.
And then you finally get your closing bit. And you're like, oh, fuck, it is on. There's so many, like, turbo boosters along the way. Like, when you get that first closing bit, mine was the rapping cow. And I did, like... and I did a whole rap as a cow. Because on the menu it said
Still
beef.
crushes.
It said beef medallions. I'm like, I don't know any cow that wears a medallion. Is it like a LL Cool cow? Well, my name is Bessie. I'm white with black spots. I sleep standing up, not in a cot. I wear a bell. You can all go to hell, surrounded by manure. So, of course, you smell. Some people think a cow's mind is in the gutter. Well, all you humans can suck my udders. And it would fucking, I'm 17. It would fucking murder.
Oh, my
And I knew no
God.
matter what happened that night, I was going to beatbox well. These mics are too fancy, but you know, a club mic like.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I would kick that shit, and they were like, "Yeah, they're drunk as shit."
They're going nuts.
And they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Good night." And it was just like, when do I do that again?
Bro, the high.
And I didn't give a fuck about selling T-shirts. I didn't give a fuck about social media because it didn't exist.
Yeah.
I didn't give a fuck about all I gave a fuck about was how do I add one more night to these 7 nights a week? How do I do 2 nights? So how do I do 8 shows? How do I do 10?
Yeah.
And you probably see this. There's guys out there with such fucking opener mentalities. All they give a fuck about is re-upping their merch. It's like, no, I don't have any merch. I go up. That's my merch up there. All they give a fuck about is, well, I think if I can get my TikTok this way, and that is true. If you got crazy amounts of TikTok
Sure, that can
followers,
translate.
you can translate.
Yeah.
But the odds of you rolling through life with 1,800 followers, and then out of nowhere you get up to 1 million, I'm going to say 0.
Sure.
Just fucking do comedy.
Yeah.
Just kill. Do you
Be
love
undeniable,
it?
right?
Because undeniable, man.
I mean, I know.
I loved it so much, I couldn't even fucking conceptualize going and selling a mug.
Yeah.
Like, what? I'm on my way to the next show.
That being said, where can people get Jay Mohr buttons?
jmohr.com.
Yeah.
You can buy those T-shirts. Jay Mohr. No, I don't.
You know? Not even in the podcast days?
No, there's still T-shirts
Yeah,
up
okay,
there,
good.
but I don't even know if it works. Just come fucking shake my
Just
hand.
come see you. You're gonna put together your new hour is probably gonna be just fucking.
It is murder.
Bonkers.
I think what's next is like more of like a one man. I hate to say it, it's so fast.
No.
like a one man show.
Jay, thank you. I just saw Birbiglia's in New York on the last night. It's so funny you're saying that.
Did he wear a hoodie?
He moved T-shirt. I think.
I goes on Broadway and he wears a fucking hoodie. Like, what's the matter with you?
You would murder that, dude. That's a great call. I mean, stories for days, but then like this chapter is like, I mean,
Yeah, just talk about like.
But you're also a master storyteller, and I feel like a one-man show that, you know, with all the comedy beats mixed in to where you don't even notice that it's maybe not just stand-up, right?
Well, that's the power is when you get it real quiet. Like when you got bits where you bring them like, because I love telling stories where I do something like, where they're like, Jesus Christ, he's
Really?
talking about his mom dying of Alzheimer's. And then you fucking come in over the top with the chair, go, bow, the stunner, boo! What do you think I was going to fucking make everybody sad?
Yeah. Have you always been confident to tackle that stuff? I feel like I'm just in the last couple of years starting to dive into like I think actually you and I spoke when I was in Oregon with my dad for 2 months when his wife was passing away from liver cancer, and we talked and you know for the first time about some heavy shit, and you were making it funny, and I was like, and then I was telling you some bits that I was thinking of, and you were laughing, but then you were like, man, that's dark and fucked up, but like your head's in the right space because
what's up.
you got like you can't turn that off, and you also just can't be dark and sad the whole time, but it is a tricky balance to like of when you're supposed to jump in.
It's not tricky.
Yeah.
When you tell those stories, you make people uncomfortable and you make them need the punchline to let them off the hook of their own mortality. And that's an artist.
Yeah.
If you're just up there fucking playing the hits, man, go fucking...
Nobody wants that.
Go be in the Eagles.
Sure.
Just play the hits. Just be old and play the hits. That's fine. But if you want to be an artist, if you want to stand out from the fucking crew, who the fuck... Like, I get to talk about what happened to me, and there's nothing I need to remember. There's no jokes I need to remember because it fucking happened to me. I thought Wu-Tang Clan was coming over. That shit is hilarious.
Yeah, dude.
Imagine if I didn't have the balls to say that on stage. That's the shit I can't wait to say on stage.
Right.
Because the audience is at first like... It gets real quiet. I go, I was in rehab 2 years ago, and I go, well, I got quiet in here. And that they're like, oh, yeah, okay. He knows it's weird, right? talking about touching dicks with another kid when I was little. They're like, what? I'm like, oh, yeah. Eddie Collins.
At the urinal?
No, it was in our fort. He asked me, you don't know this bit?
No.
He asked me if I knew what a blowjob was, and then he showed me, and then he's like, now you do it to me. I'm like, I'm not gay. I'm not going to do that. He goes, no, I do it to you, then you do it to me. I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
This was like an hour ago? When was this?
This is like an hour ago. Yeah. I was 10.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, we do it to each other. And I was like, I'm going to do it eventually. Just let's act like we're arguing, you know? And I hated doing it to him because it tasted like pennies. And that's when the crowd goes, oh. I'm like, oh.
It's descriptive.
They know that I'm telling the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Because a dick tastes like pennies, dude. I remember. You never forget the taste of a fucking dick. Sorry. But I hated doing it, but I loved getting it from him so much that when I did it well. Because I knew he'd try to top me. You know, that neighborhood, like, fuck that. I'm like,
he climbed the tree better than you. No,
I'm like,
you're
bro,
not standing for it.
You're not winning this one. He's like, watch me. Fucking throwing it down. So here's my point, though.
Does that crush?
Eddie Collins is now the chief of police in my home state of New Jersey. I drive as fast as I want through New Jersey. So that long, it's way. I gave you like the 2-minute version. It's like a 5-minute thing where they're like, they're squirming, and I go, "Here's my point." They laugh just when I say, "Here's my point," and I even predict the future. I go, by the way, you guys are going to get more uncomfortable during this story than I am, because And by the way,
funny.
About a minute or two from now, a woman over here is going to go, ew, and I'll have to remind her, lady, I quit. I don't do it anymore. And then you guys are going to get freaked out that I predicted the future. And that's exactly how it goes when I go, it tasted like pennies. Some lady goes, ew. I go, lady, I quit. And then I go, and they get fucking, it's like Penn and Teller.
Yeah.
They get weirded out like, what? That's exactly what he told us would happen. And then I go, all right, here's my point. And they're like, whew, like they're just, it's like being on a whitewater rafting. Sure. And I'm like, here's the calm water. And they're like, okay.
Yeah, thank God.
And then when I drop the fucking drive as fast as I want to New Jersey.
Roof blows.
Oh, they go bananas.
How quickly do you construct a bit like that? You strike me as someone that it comes out
it's
almost.
Immediate.
Yeah, like you see the whole thing, beginning, middle, and end, Minority Report style. You're fucking shaking screens out of the way like, all right, I'm going to take this, put it there. Like,
yeah, that's how it comes out.
You write on stage, obviously, because you're a quick wit. And you.
Or if I think of a story, it's always laying in bed with us.
Yeah.
When we start drifting and we're like, ooh, I love that Mitch Hedberg joke. He goes, I keep a pen next to my bed so I can write it down. Or if I don't feel like getting up, I convince myself it's not funny.
Of what I thought was not funny. Yeah, dude. Unreal.
So I'll be like,
yeah, I convinced myself that what I thought of wasn't that funny.
Well, like not last night, before I went to Tampa this weekend, I was laying in bed. No, where the fuck was I?
It's okay. Wait,
I was on stage, and it came to me. Yeah, I do write on stage. You're right. Like it came to me.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? You're such an ad-libber and improver.
I go about like when you're a husband, when you're dating, all the questions your girl asks you are really cute.
Yeah.
And then when you're married, they're all accusatory.
Oh, yeah.
Like what took so long walking the dog? You're like, what? It's like usually a 22-minute walk. It was 31 minutes. Why the extra 9 minutes? Would you talk to somebody? You're always talking to people. And then in that synapse, like you said, Minority Report was perfect. I go, I have no control over it. It just comes out a fully formed thing. It's really bizarre. I'm glad you said it. I go, women, when you're married, they'll take every positive attribute the husband has and they'll twist it and make it a negative when they shit talk them to their friends. Like, oh, Jimmy, the horse-cocked karate expert millionaire. I got to deal with him all day. Fucking horse-cocked karate. He's always helping people, always walking the dogs, doing all the grocery shopping. Big dick millionaire. I got it. That's my cross to bear.
Yeah. The grocery store, by the way, you just mentioned that. Who are you, a late night grocery store shopper?
I used to be, but now I'm like a morning guy.
Up early? What time?
Alarm set at 6:30.
Nice.
But guys start calling me at 7 a.m. So some days I'm like, fuck it, they'll wake me up when my phone rings.
The late night grocery store is not a good place to be.
Bro, I live in Malibu. It was nice. All the fucking Pepperdine, like
Oh, I stopped by there on the way when we did Mohr Stories.
No, I mean Malibu way out.
Oh, okay.
Like right by Pepperdine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all those kids like half bought. You're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Rock and Roll Ralph's at 10:30 at night on a
When
Saturday.
I was using, I sure did.
Did you?
I was just like,
Was it bonkers? Give me some crazy grocery store stories.
I don't. Jesus Christ! Any funny antics happen on set on your pilot? What are some pranks you guys played?
Started to go full Billy Bush on you.
Fucking hack. No, I just like when I need something, I go.
Yeah.
You know what? About 9:30 a.m. is my thing.
Hey guys, Adam Ray here for the About Last Night podcast. Well, it's another new year. We made it, 2023. We did it. Congratulations. Hug yourself, touch yourself, so that when you ask yourself who touched you, you know who it was. You got goals, guys, okay? And you want to achieve all of them, every single one of them. And Factor is here to help you do that. So if you're looking to fuel up fast with ready-to-eat, nutritious meals, yikes. You ever just forget how to read? Meals delivered straight to your door, then Factor's the place to go, okay? They leave you time and energy to tackle everything else on your to-do list, so you don't have to worry about where and what you're eating. Achieve and maintain your 2023 goals with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, and start saving time eating well and living your best life yet. If you love Factor, probably because you're too busy to cook and you don't like going to the grocery store and potentially, running into somebody from your past. And you want to skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Well, Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. And all you need is heat and a positive attitude. So whether your lifestyle is keto, calorie smart, vegan, protein plus options are on the menu each week. They're prepared by chefs and approved dietitians, not these unapproved dietitians. And each meal has all the ingredients that you need to feel satisfied all day long. 34 chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options are there for you. Plus, you can round out your meal and replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 36-plus sweets, smoothies, juices, and more satisfying add-ons. Cut back on takeout and get Factor instead. Okay, it's ready to eat food in just 2 minutes. Eating vegan or veggie is a snap with Factor. Each meal is prepared by the chefs that know what you want, and they're excited to give it to you. So head to factormeals.com/lastnight50 and use promo code lastnight50 to get 50% off your first box. That's insane. I didn't know that was the deal until I just read it. That's crazy. 50% off at factormeals.com/lastnight50, and you're going to get 50% off your first box. That's insane, so you got to do it. There's no better deal out there, and no better food as well. Factor.com/aboutlastnight. Oh, wait, /lastnight50. Okay, do that. What's your vice now, like snack or food-wise, right? There's got to be – everyone's got one, whether you're clean, not clean, fat, thin. Everyone's got something.
You know what my jam is right now?
What?
Middle of the night? Provolone cheese.
Solid.
Fucking peel those bitches off. And it started with 1. Now I'm up to 3.
Sure.
With some pepperoni.
Take some leftover nuggets from your kid.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Wrap
nothing
them
left.
up.
There's nothing left. He's a fucking savage, this guy. Everything he eats is beige. We went, me and like...
Is that in the act? That's so funny.
I will be now.
That's so
Everything
funny,
he eats is
dude.
beige.
It's so funny,
And
dude.
we and
Such a
like
specific
4
color.
of my friends and him went to go eat at this burger place in Playa Vista. And I'm like, we're just eating. I'm treating the dudes, Mr. Big Shot. And we're like almost done. I look down. My son's got 2 fucking entrees. I didn't notice it because I said, you guys go order. This is what I want. And I'm sitting with these 2 guys, chopping it up.
Yeah.
And we're all just eating the big thing of fries in the middle. And I look, my son's got a fucking grilled cheese and a burger. And there's 1 bite left of each. And his fries are gone. Beige, beige, beige. He don't give a fuck, as Ralphie May would say. He don't give a fuck, Adam Ray.
Oh, my God. Does he do impressions like you? Did he get that, Gene?
No.
You can't teach that, right? He would just start farting around and just like imitating you or
I was
teachers.
doing at his age. I was doing. I remember like I'd see a movie and I'd explain the movie to all my friends and I'd play all the parts.
Like who?
Like Stripes. Not like good impressions, but I'd be like,
but you'd attempt.
The guy goes, son, one of these days, one of these men might save your life. And then Bill Murray goes, yeah, but then again, maybe one of us won't. Like just explaining jokes because everybody our age, we're like, I feel we're a little smarter, not SAT score smart.
Yeah.
But it's like we just know shit that people. How many times in your life people go like, how the fuck do you know that reference?
Yeah, a lot.
Always.
Yeah, always.
Because we're just everybody's microscope, we're telescope.
Wow.
Everybody's microscope. I got to go to this job. I got to get this paycheck. I got to take my kids here. And then when I'm there, I'm going to drink this white wine here and then here. And we're just like, oh, this is the whole map.
Yeah, we see it all.
Like, oh, what's with Lisa's with 2 E's? They're always fat, right?
By the way, where did
I never met a skinny Bailey in my life.
How about G's Louise? Where'd that come from? What did Louise do?
What's Jesus' middle name? H. Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah?
Hummus. What's the deal with G's Louise?
Feels like a Pacino stand-up bit.
Well, what is Jesus' middle name? Because I don't think it's Harvey. Maybe it is Harvey. Jesus, Harvey, Christ, get down off the cross. What are we doing? Who is this man? Who is Barabbas? Why is he going free? Jesus has to fucking die. I don't get it.
I would watch if there's an intermission in your one-man show and you come back out, or it cuts to a video of Pacino doing stand-up, or audition tapes of people trying to open for the show.
Pacino is my sponsor. Step one.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to it. Do you admit you're powerless over alcohol and your life has become unmanageable? Because alcohol isn't the problem. Unmanageability is the problem. Oh. Hoorah. Came to believe a power greater than ourselves, JJ, could restore us to sanity. I think you're being introduced to sanity myself. You never fucking knew sanity.
Has he seen this?
Al?
Yeah.
What do you think? We got a sleepover?
I don't know. All
you know, did I ever tell you my Pacino story?
No.
Our kids, my oldest son, my 21-year-old, and his kids went to the same preschool, and we just did the movie Simone, and we realized, like, holy shit, our kids go to the same school. So I had a play date with my kids and his kids at Pacino's house.
What?
In Beverly Hills.
So he just was like, come over one day.
Why don't we get the kids together? Because I'm getting a divorce. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
I need some male companionship.
I like to touch things like this, make sure they're here.
He does, huh?
What is this, a microphone? It's great. Whose chair is this?
How come Caesar salad isn't spelled with an S?
My eyes are big. I'm listening with my O's. So we get the kids. We're at his house in Beverly Hills. It's like a fucking tennis court. They got little go-karts for babies and shit. It's amazing.
Bonkers house.
I go in. Yeah, it's Al Pacino
Al
in Beverly
Pacino.
Hills. He didn't even want to be there. He wants to be in New York.
Yes.
So he's like, fuck it. I'll get the biggest house. Who used to live here?
The kid from Blank Check.
Orson Welles used to live here. Next door, even better.
Stories for days? Tell me that.
Not really.
Okay.
Really socially a little.
Gotcha.
He's just about the work.
Yep.
I go in the house to get a bottle of water. All of his assistants multiple assistants, they start running through the house, grabbing keys and coats, running back out. I'm like, whoa.
What's going on?
Like, knocking me almost over. I go, what's going on? And this one assistant goes, Al took the kids to get ice cream. I go, so what? They go, Al's never driven. I get a 4 or 5-year-old. Al Pacino's never driven a car in his life. And that day with my son, he goes, fuck it. Who wants ice cream? How hard could it be to drive a car? Oh, I go out on that side. My bad. Let me sit over here. What's with all these pedals? What, am I playing the fucking organ? What is this? Is this an electric organ with a steering wheel? Are you wearing a seatbelt? What are you, a fag?
Is it the 7th inning yet?
Cigarettes. Who wants cigarettes? Baby cigarette. I want some sea salt caramel. Are you gonna sample the vanilla? Is that who you are, Adam?
Oh my God!
Are you gonna
Pacino
sample
Baskin Robbins?
The vanilla? You don't know what vanilla tastes like, you cunt.
31 flavors.
Yeah, one of them you've had 1,000 fucking times. Why do you let me get to my strawberry mocha mint before I fucking puke?
Oh my God!
You're about as interesting to me as a black toilet is to a fucking plumber. Best line in Insomnia.
Oh my God!
You ever see Insomnia?
No.
Bro, really?
Is Robin Williams in it too?
Robin Williams is a serial killer. Pacino's got to track him down. But Robin Williams has Pacino maybe murdering his police partner on tape. So now Pacino has to meet this fucking guy to get that fucking tape.
Love it.
They meet on a ferry up in your neck of the... Oh, they're in Alaska. Seattle, Alaska. All right. Yeah. Same time zone there, kids.
Oh, Colin, it's actually two very different states.
You don't mind. So they're sitting there, and they're just on this ferry next to each other. It's so weird. Like, no one's talking. And then Robin Williams goes, I'm not who you think I am. And Pacino just goes, I think you're a piece of shit. Guys like you are my job. You think you're different because you painted her fucking nails? Come on. You're about as interesting to me as a black toilet is to a fucking plumber. Because he's been awake 8 days.
Yeah.
He's trying not to fall asleep as he's talking.
Wow.
You're about as interesting to me as a black toilet is to a fucking plumber.
You think it's part of one of his acting techniques is just try to almost fall asleep at the end of tail end of a line?
Bro, there's a scene where he's taking his leather jacket off in the hotel room after being up 6 days. No words, just him taking off a coat for like 2.5 minutes. Like, it's fucking, he's the best.
Favorite actor?
I can't stop talking like him. It's either him or Josh Groban.
Josh Groban?
Yeah, I don't know. Josh Groban's actually good. I didn't
The
mind.
singer?
Yeah, Pacino for sure, because he's always looking for something.
He is, right?
What's on your phone? What are you doing?
I'm pulling up what we're closing out on. Real quick, do you watch current SNL or no?
Mm-hmm.
You do? Do you? Is it just because always being in that fraternity, you feel always a closeness to it? You see new cast members, you go, oh,
I love it.
I see a little piece of me in that. I want that kid to succeed. You think about. It's still so much in the zeitgeist. I have to assume that there's so many things that still like your memory jars from like.
I like
even
the guys.
hearing it.
I like every once in a while, like something I couldn't pull off on SNL is like every once in a while there's like somebody in the background, then they get that one shot, and you're like, who is that?
Right.
Like the guy Bowen Yang.
Yeah.
I just remember he was like the end of like customer service to like, and they finally connect you to like Verizon Wireless, and
Right.
he's just like a blob, and this guy like,
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, like you can't pitch it,
Totally.
you just have to do it.
Yeah.
And then he was like the fucking balloon from China.
Yes. So funny.
And I was like, this guy, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, what's he gonna do? You know, and I haven't felt like Will Ferrell and Sherry O'Terry.
They were
I was
like
like powerless over them. And then by the time Will Ferrell and like Rachel Dratch hit that hot tub, like, is that your lover, the Wellesley
One
Arms?
of the best things of all time.
Like, not insanity. So I love that shit. I love when Colin Jost and Michael Che get jokes that try to get each other
Swap,
fired.
yeah.
Like, Man of Steel, STEAL.
What's your do you have a favorite? If someone had to ask you, like right now, who was just like a diehard fan, they're like, tell me the greatest like memory from the experience of like whether
Chris
it's a
Farley.
sketch that made you laugh.
Chris Farley. Not even close. He's the most beautiful man I ever met in my life. He was like Mick Jagger, Freddie Mercury, but like more chaos. Like he was enormous. He it's like, you ever done acid?
No.
You ever done mushrooms?
Yes.
When you look at like a bush and it's a fucking bush.
I talked to a daddy longlegs about global warming for 45 minutes.
But it was a daddy. Everything was like, whoa! Like
Everything
he
was big,
He
yeah.
was like that. Like his fucking energy couldn't fit in his capsule, and he was beautiful. He was sweet and kind. And then he does. Well, you're in a motivational speaker sketch, and in between dress and air, Lauren goes, "Could you please stop laughing?" And you're like, "Sure," because Farley would do shit like, how about you, young fella? Like when the camera wasn't on him, he'd cross his eyes at you.
He tried to make
You're the
you laugh.
only two people on earth that know it's happening. And he's got you by the fucking balls. Or you go like this, but he'd make your wig go like this, and you're on live TV like, do I fix it? Do I let it slide off my head? And you're like, and you have lines, and he's going, but it's like, it's in the character. It was madness.
Yeah.
I remember we did a Little Women sketch. I wasn't in it. David Spade and Fred Wolf wrote this sketch, Little Women, whereas Janine Garofalo, David Hyde Pierce was the guest.
Nice.
And it was very proper. And everybody was dressed like Little Women. And they were ice skating. Ah, ha, ha. Mr. Charles, you are the devil himself incarnate. Ah, ha, ha. And then Farley falls through the ice. They had like a tank under
Yes.
fake ice.
Yes.
And he's like, you little son of a bitch, I'll eat your bowels and I'll take, and they're like, ooh, geez.
Yes. It was
Someone-
insert Farley into like
Someone's
fish out
been
of
like,
water. Yeah.
Mr. John Barleycorn with his language. He's like, I will kill you. And when that sketch was over,
Yeah.
everybody runs to their other like makeup and hair and costume, and Farley gets up out of the water and goes, yeah. And the whole I got goosebumps. It was like seeing Pearl Jam in Seattle, like when they broke, like, all right. He just
Wow,
got up
man.
and he had like his jacket that they tried to pull him out with, and
Yeah.
another piece of clothing, and he just went, yeah. And the fucking place, I've never seen anybody do that like that.
After a sketch.
And it was like, you are the greatest to ever be on this stage. And I saw that shit.
Wow, man.
He was beautiful, dude.
I love how you said how sweet and kind he was. That's the stuff I love hearing. That I, just feel like you see in obvious moments in all of his movies.
Yeah.
You ever, you guys would kick it outside of SNL? Yeah.
No. I was the new guy.
Yeah.
It's like being a freshman. It was no bad blood. It was just being a freshman walking home with seniors.
Yeah.
But you're in the conversation. You're still a satellite.
Yeah, you're more listening.
Yeah. So like I'd go out to eat with them and stuff like on a night like in between, writing or something. Like you come on and be like, yeah, and you're just like, these guys have been together for 4 fucking years in this shit. I don't even know where to hand the sketch in. I don't have a computer. Fucking me and Dick Vitale writing shit.
Is that who you shared a room with?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, we got nothing done.
Really? Well, I hear that from most people that were there. They just
one night Farley walked in. Me and him were like smoking and telling racist jokes and tapping each other on the dick. Guy stuff. Women
locker room talk, baby.
Women don't do that. Women are like, like, oh, you got me. Guys are always like, he's standing in line at the airport like,
oh, my 8-year-old nephew does it now. He'll hit you in the dick and go, like and subscribe. That's his new move.
What does he say?
Like and subscribe. Kids
like and subscribe.
It's a YouTube thing, yeah. At my wedding, 16 different kids hit me up after and were like, your nephew hit me in the dick last night and asked me to like and subscribe to his YouTube page.
That kid's going to be a fucking star.
He doesn't have you. Yeah, he's the son of my white rapper brother-in-law, Dirte.
Dirte. Don't sleep on Dirte.
It's Dirte Jr.
Because he's an island boy. Dirte's trying to make it. Island boy. Ever read the comments to Island Boys?
No. I haven't thought about those guys since they dropped that single.
Go to YouTube right now, pull up Island Boy, and just read 3 comments. Quick. Trust me, it'll be worth it.
Okay.
Island. I'll fill.
Island Boy. Just that song, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
You'll see.
23 million? Is that? Yeah.
23 million.
Okay, here we go.
Just. Bye. Mate.
Okay. Here's 3 of the comments. You guys are so brave. Don't give up. Whatever disease you can have, whatever disease you have, you can beat it. Thank you, Island Boys. My son wanted to grow up to become a rapper, and after hearing your song, now he has been studying hard to become a therapist to help others unfortunate enough to stumble across your music. You guys are the best. Make sure this is playing at my funeral so everyone will be jealous of me being the one in the casket. Fire emoji.
It's like 50 pages of that.
It's really heartwarming to watch them enjoy their lives. Remember, either mental or physical, disability is not something you should be ashamed of. I love you guys a lot. My brother has been in a coma for almost 8 years, and when I play your music next to his hospital bed, he woke up and turned the volume off. Yeah. I love it when parents are able to capture their kids trying to form sentences. Adorable and priceless.
Somebody wrote, this is what an aneurysm sounds like. Somebody finally speaks in doctor's prescription.
Oh.
Doctor handwriting. Yeah, it's nuts. Don't get lost in it.
Yeah, sorry. Wow.
But worth it, right?
Worth it. All right.
That's something my son does. Like he'll yell that shit out across the hall to me.
Island Boys.
Island Boy.
Funny. Topical too. All right, we're gonna close this out. Thanks for being here.
I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man.
My man.
And you're such a
Michael
G.
Cage.
And
for
Michael
life.
Cage
Ricky Davis at the buzzer.
When the soups come back, you best believe whether it's
going
down here or up there.
My ticket's on me.
Oh man. It's got to happen, right? A couple years away. It's them in Vegas is what I hear from the inside.
I can't believe it hasn't happened already.
Me too.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I heard 6 years ago it was a year away from happening, and then I heard last year that before the season it was going to get announced Seattle and Vegas. But there's other factors at play. But we got to retire Detlef,
Yeah.
and the Rain Man and GP. Favorite basketball player of all time?
Charles Oakley.
Nice, cool guy too.
Yeah, I saw him at Jordan's 60th birthday party.
You went to Jordan's 60th birthday party?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Give me a little nugget from that.
He grabbed me. I went, obviously, as Jeannie's +1,
Awesome.
but we're engaged, so it's like not like some fucking herb coming in with her. And Mike grabbed me around my head and kissed my cheek and goes, "You remember the family now, motherfucker." And I was like,
"Oh."
But his hand, I was like, "Okay."
I've heard his hands are huge.
Yeah, she said that was the difference between Mike and like everybody else, like Kobe, because Kobe had regular big hands. Mike could just do this shit, and Kobe had to dunk like pin it between his hand and his wrist.
Wow.
Like Mike's hands are fucking. I've never seen hands like that.
Cool guy.
And I'm the best.
The best. Come on.
The
Charismatic
best.
to a T, right?
The best.
Good host, like funny.
Best night of my life, that party. I dance. Like I don't know. I like to dance.
Me too.
Like back in the day, you're like, man, where's the place why can't we just dance to late 80s, early 90s hip hop
all night?
Set it up on the land. It was that night, bro. We turned that fucking thing
Dina
on.
Howard Freak Like Me's playing at 2 a.m.
And I look up, I'm like, do we look like idiots? And I look around, like everyone's just lost. Like the fucking painting at the end of Good Times. We're all just like fucking bent up and contortion.
That's amazing. Just athletes and I mean, I feel like if you're in Jordan's,
Jeter and Strahan and me were like in one little corner. It was nuts.
Meet a lot of people you never met, and like that were like coming up to you and being like, hey, "What's up?"
Jeter
man?
like knew me, and like I forget,
Awesome,
I forget
dude.
that I was famous because I was so
How do you
humbled.
yeah.
I went to fucking rehab. I was out of. Look at my IMDb. It goes from Keanu Reeves, Forrest Whitaker, talking dog movie. And I'm not even the lead talking dog. I'm like a receptionist at Bark Williams or Chewy Vuitton. I work at Chewy Vuitton as a receptionist poodle. Like, that's how the fuck. That shit will fuck with your head, dude.
Oh, my God.
I was out of show business, kid. So, yeah, I wanted to do your podcast. You're my man.
I love you, Jay.
I love you.
All right, we're closing this out with the James Lipton Inside the Actor Studio 10 questionnaire. I loved James. I love this this little get to know you chunk of the show. R.I.P. You no doubt would have been on the show. Let's close this out and get to know Jay Mohr a little bit better. I'll play Lipton. You'll play yourself, Jay Mohr. I'm here with Jay Mohr. Jay, what is your favorite word?
Mellifluous.
And what the fuck does that mean?
Like sing-songy. It's like Vince Scully has a mellifluous voice.
Thank you for using it in the sentence. Vince Scully, legend.
I met Vince Scully at Dodger Stadium.
Of course you did.
I knew you'd break character.
Dude, when I was Wolverine, I broke character to talk to Greg Maddox, Dave Matthews, and John Stamos. Marry, fuck, kill.
It's great.
Yeah.
Dave
Matthews,
you gotta
you can break character?
You gotta kill
I go,
Stamos.
Dude, this is a...
You got it, that fucker. So I meet Vince Scully. He goes, "Where do you live, Jay?" I go, "I live in the Pacific back in the day." I go, "I live in the Palisades." He goes, "My wife and I used to live in the Palisades. And if we still live there, you and I would be neighbors."
Oh, cool.
I should have went like,
Fly ball to left.
Yeah, but I don't fucking live there anymore. Why you got apricot colored hair? It's his hair.
What is your least favorite word?
No.
What turns you on?
Like sexually?
Either way, there's no wrong answer here. Sexual or emotional or...
Redemption.
Good answer.
Fuck. I think you're fucking with kids here?
Dude, I wish
Big
we'd end on
baby
that.
in the house.
Fats.
Fats.
What turns you off?
Complaining. And Big Bush. Complaining about your Big Bush.
None of they.
I love Lamp.
What is your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
I mean, you hitting the hard F, or you kind of carrying through with the CK?
Hard F, because I lost it on the other word.
Yeah. What sound or noise do you love?
Happy dogs.
Yeah,
That's great.
the best. You got a couple, right?
Yeah. But anybody's dog, like when it's happy to see me, and you're like,
A lot of sniffing, a lot
like,
of snorting,
yes,
a lot of wagging and
let's
tagging.
go.
Yeah, they're fired up all the time. They figured it out. What sound or noise do you hate?
my own stand-up when I record my set.
Ugh. Why?
Unbearable.
Why is it not as funny as what you did?
Because we were there, we did it, we thought of it, so we're hearing it. When we hear it the first time, we're hearing it for the fifth time. It's like,
Beige will still be funny though. My son eats only beige. That was never going
I
to.
just want to get to that minute and a half at the 40-ish minute mark. I'm not sure, and I'm not even sure what I said, but I know some fish were biting right here. So let's go back to that part of the lake.
Yeah. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Coast Guard.
Why?
Always near the beach.
Cool.
You got that cool fucking diesel wine helicopter. Whee! Those helicopters are tight.
You a helicopter guy? It's the first time I've asked that today.
You didn't ask your wife?
My Uber driver when she
Yeah,
dropped
like
me
how
off.
I had a helicopter to take me to Morongo Casino on a Friday,
Awesome.
and Lorenzo Lamas was my pilot.
Even cooler.
They're like, "This is your pilot, Lorenzo." We call him Lorenzo Lamas, and then we're flying. We're going over the 10. It's bumper to bumper. We're taking 4 hours to get out there, and I look, and on his headphones it says Lamas, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it looks just like him." And I go, "How do I bring it up?" And so I go, how much money do you think you left on the table doing this? That was my smart, right? And he goes, 90% of it. I was like, it's him. On the way home from Morongo, he goes, you mind if we stop and get gas? And I go, who says no to that? Who's like, really?
This really happened? It sounds like a NyQuil
Yeah,
dream.
no.
Yeah.
No, I had a lot of those.
NyQuil dreams?
NyQuil dreams, what are we doing? I got green piss coming out of my ass. Where is Wolverine? Third string. Where's QB1? You got nice teeth, kid.
Thanks, brother. If heaven, what profession would you not like to do?
Crack whore. No, what would I hate to do? I would, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like.
People say office jobs, right? I mean, like.
That's what it is. I'd fucking go crazy. Seeing the same people every day. Like when I watch The Office, I get anxiety. Like they see.
1,000%.
Okay, CVS, those overhead fluorescent fucking pharmacy lights, and just seeing those people and everybody's pissed off because it's not ready right away. I couldn't work at CVS. The guy with the smudged glasses is the only guy with keys to the razors and the perfume. Victor. So he's got a big smudge on his glasses, doesn't seem to bother him.
The security guard never knows where the bathroom or the cashews are.
Oh, it's in the back.
Yeah, that's the problem. He says it like that and then points you in the wrong direction.
Just go in there like you know it.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Nice job. Well done.
Jay Mohr.
I love you, buddy.
I'd say put your name on it, which is how you ended your podcast, which was my...
It's Adam, right?
Good night, everybody.